views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success. Many people who shift out of limiting beliefs roar with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The truth is funny. Shift happens. Feel instant relief. Stay tuned for more fun and release struggle and suffering. And now, here's your host, Colette Stefan.
This is Colette Marie Stefan. Welcome to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay tuned for the next hour to experience the instant relief of using your intuition to solve life's most challenging problems. Shift happens every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time, live on the airwaves and in the archives at thetruthisfunny.com, transformationtalkradio.com, and transformationradio.fm. The energetic shifts are still accessible through what I call HSN, the Higher Self Network, if you are listening later. It is my pleasure to share life-transforming information and provide you with an opportunity to call in and delete energetic weaknesses to shift challenges into possibilities. We do love to hear from you. Call in 1-800-930-2819. I'm so happy today. I have my very good friend, my sister, Sharan Sirdhar, who is an geneticist by training and work history, turned epigenetist from her innermost desire to reveal the truth about our human potential. She has a bachelor's degree in microbiology and a master's in human genetics. She worked in the field of genetics for 13 years, identifying genetic mutations for a whole host of genetic diseases and contributed to scientific papers as well as textbooks. Today, she works specifically with genetic diseases, assisting to release the energy in the form of emotions, beliefs, perceptions that get in the way of the natural flow of the body to bring about positive gene expression. Sharan is leading the paradigm shift in the revolutionary new field of epigenetics. She has been featured on Hidden Science TV, Punk Science. She is an author and follows her passion to make easy to understand videos explaining epigenetics. Sharan Sirdhar, are you there?
I am here, Colette, and I'm so excited. It feels like it's been so long since we've spoken.
I know, I miss you, and we didn't even really get to talk on our birthday. We
Yes,
share the same birthday, you and I, but we're not going to say what years we were born. Oh, Sharan, but I've been watching you on Facebook and, through the social media, and I am so happy to see all the good work that you're doing. I just wanted to say, you have a lot of exciting new news. Tell us what you've been up to since you've been on The Truth is Funny.
Well, yeah, thank you. It has been exciting. And, we talk about this all the time on the show, is that, when we follow our hearts, we follow our truth, we follow our bliss, things happen, and show up for us. And as we clear the energy of whatever is showing up without any judgments around what is showing up, because heck, we've all been through a lot last year.
Yes, 2016 was a challenging year, thank God. And when you think about challenges spinning into possibilities, that's a lot of possibilities.
Absolutely, and I love the spin on that, yeah. So I was invited to Kripalu as a result, which is yoga and wellness place in retreat in October. So I am very, very excited. Extremely excited.
And who are you sharing the stage with now?
Dr. Joe Dispenza. So,
do you remember, Sharan, how long have we been working together now?
Oh, I don't know, 5-6 years?
Yeah, and you and I had worked on that together for,
oh my goodness,
for one of us to get out there and do the science thing, and I'm glad it's you. It seems these days I'm being called by my dragons that I started painting 10 years ago, and it's a lot. I kind of said to the universe the other day, really? I'm the one that gets to share dragons?
But how fun is that?
I know, and I'm like, thank God. Because there's so many different ways of sharing this information, And
well, here's the secret, Colette. I share that fun magic and fairy dust on the side, discreetly too. Well, actually, not so discreetly. I do spread it around.
Actually, I think you pretty much are magical, and we all know that. And, this is the thing, like you and I were just talking before the show for a few minutes, catching up, and we were talking about the, science and logic, and then also on the other side, the creativity. And, I've been saying this for years and years, is that it's a wonderful thing to understand how to utilize your intuition in the strongest way possible. Mm-hmm. And that we can make protocols for doing that so that it can be consistent. Mm-hmm. Having said that, if you don't follow your heart, you could end up doing work that is really brilliant, but it's not really your life's work.
Absolutely.
And so do you want to what are your feelings about this? Because you're deeply enmeshed in science, right?
Well, yeah and no.
Well, you have the background is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But what's happening right now is that it's actually more about the merging of science and spirit.
Yes.
And it's that, there was always that when I was working in the laboratory, it was always about, is it nature, is it nurture? And there was always that debate, and I could never get straight with whether it was one or the other, because it just didn't feel right. And you were talking about following the heart, and it was like it just felt so heavy. I couldn't do it. And now what feels so light about this is that yes, it's true, because the science is now backing up the spiritual aspects of how, when we're present and we come to our truth in every moment, that is where the possibilities exist. It's magical.
And you know what I love about you is that you have a beautiful balance between the two. And you and I, we kind of laugh about this, but our birthday is actually on the same day. And we have a lot of things in common for being across an ocean from each other, and you being East Indian and me being white, and you being from, you being in your culture and me being raised a white woman in rural Saskatchewan that was raised Roman Catholic. I mean, we couldn't be more different, and yet we're so much alike.
Absolutely.
And I love this because I like to show people this. You and I like to share this information because we are inspired by it. We want to empower others to also understand how powerful it can be to use energy work mixed with common sense, basically, and logic. It's about feeling what's in your heart, and then you have the universe likes action. So if you don't take any consistent steps of action in the logical world, in the third dimensional world, you really aren't going to get too far. And so it's a brilliant mix of the two. And I just love it. I think because you have all the science background, and I was I'm basically an artist, and I love to create in that way. And then I had to go out and learn all the scientific. It bothered me. I wanted to know the physics behind how this works. So that's when I went out and became an emissary of the Resonance Project Foundation, and learned a great deal from Nassim Haramein and around that, and putting all that information together with the creativity just opens so many doors. And, we'll talk about that some more when we get back. I also want to let people know that if you're listening in, Sharon and I are happy to shift energy for you. 1-800-930-2819. We'll be right back to make some shift happen.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics. Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to affect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
1230 WBLQ.
I am Colette Marie Stefan. You are listening to The Truth is Funny. I have my guest today, Sharan Surdar, all the way from the UK. And Sharan, before we continue, I know how you and I, when we get together, we lose track of time. So I just wanted to make sure you share your information with all the listeners so that they know how to get in touch with you.
Well, it's www.charansurdar.com. That's CHARANSURDHAR, and they can, find me on social media on there. Also, I'll be doing regular monthly Facebook Lives. The next one's on February the 20th. So if they join that, they'll get a notification for that, and then they can interact with me on there and ask me questions.
Beautiful.
So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Don't you just love technology when it works?
Oh, yeah. When it works, yeah.
It's amazing. A lot of people are experiencing computer issues and technology issues right now, according to the clients I speak with. And a lot of that has to do with that we're traveling really fast right now. We're moving into this different state of consciousness, and the technology can't keep up with us. This is funny because there's nothing worse than using a slow computer, unless it's your own one. If anyone would like to do have any shifts with Sharon and I, we are here for you. And you could call in at 1-800-930-2819. We love to take your calls. We're happy to shift energy around any subject. I just wanted to, give you the floor now, Sharon, and just tell us a little bit about what you've discovered, because it's been a while since we've talked. And I know you're always constantly working on new things. What's going on in your life? What do you feel is the direction we're going here now in the new year?
I was looking at the title that we were supposed to be talking about today, and it does fit with everything we're talking about.
Of course it does.
And that's unlocking your true potential through your DNA. And lots been happening. And it's what we were talking about even before we got on the call, is about love. And how when we connect to that internal, it's almost like it's it is this thing that's causing our blood to go around. It's causing our liver to function. Not causing, but help in resulting in that all functions of the body being optimal. That there's this spark in all of us, and that is where when we can just be present to ourselves in any moment, no matter what's going on. That's where we unlock our true potential. And, I always say this, the DNA is always listening. Always. It's not if say you have a bunch of letters, those letters can be rearranged in many different ways to create different things. And the DNA is pretty much like that, in that it's listening to the energy around it. And as a result, it can say, I am healthy, or it can say, I am not. And that's a really simplistic way of putting it. But, when we can touch that space, that spark within us, then it's like everything lines up and it's like bang,
Yes, this is what I've been experiencing. I was telling you about, that I've been really in this huge download of information. And I think it was 10 years ago almost now that I had, I was working with the UN method. I had finished my internship. I was about to go for certification. It was about 2 years before that, in 2007, where this dragon appeared to me. And I really thought, okay, I'm certifiable, but not in a good way, because this dragon showed up and was speaking to me. And, I've kept that on the back burner for about 10 years because the information I got, I wanted to be sure, it just was pouring in. And I was told that there would be 64 of these dragons in this card deck, and that this is how I was going to teach. And I thought, oh, no, that's crazy. Who's going to listen to that? But what the beautiful thing is that when I go back now, 10 years later, and I didn't have a clue what these dragons were talking about, that what they were talking about is the science behind how remote healing works. And that was me, Sharon, I like to do things fun.
Yes.
If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And so my dragons aren't scary. My dragons are very colorful and bright, and they tell me that they're all about unconditional love. And when I went last year, this is what we're talking about. Our DNA, this is something I really have been sitting on, and I've got an expert here on this. And I want to ask you this because it came to me yesterday, that if all of our cells, the cellular membrane the antenna are searching for experiences. And, there's so many experiences that can happen. And our subconscious mind is formed by the time we're around 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. Then is our subconscious mind basically our physical body is actually kind of like the the broadcaster for our subconscious mind. Yeah. Because everything that happens to us when we're a child up to the age of 7, we hold in our DNA. We hold it in our, what I talk about, the computer, the hard drive of the computer, which is the central nervous system. And then the heart is what we plug into. And so when we have all of those components together, what'll happen is our body will have pain in it, and it's pain from our childhood a lot of the time, or from unresolved spiritual happenings from in our unconscious mind. So would you say the subconscious mind is basically kind of like speaking through the physical body?
Absolutely. And that's, it's either, we can either come from, well, there's another way of putting it. And that, if you say visualize like a sun or a light within us, that's our magnificence. And then you've got the DNA around it, and then there's clouds around the DNA. And so that energy, the clouds around the DNA is our, assume the subconscious, what the subconscious is holding. And so we have a choice to actually focus on that and make a story about what's showing up in our lives. Or we can be present to everything that shows up, which is coming back to that energy of magnificence. And as we do that, we actually transform the clouds that's around the DNA. So that's my way of answering that.
I love that, and you and I are funny that way because we see it in pictures a lot of the time. Yeah. Even though, that's what I love. It's such a beautiful mixture. We do have callers that are patiently waiting here. So I thought I would take the first call here. Brian, who do we have on for our first call?
Number one on the list is the one and only Marcus from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the program.
Hi there, Marcus. Are you there?
Yes. How you doing, Colette and Sharon? Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, Marcus.
Good. What can we do for you today, Marcus?
Actually, I was calling concerning my mother. She's had a pretty rough start to 2017. She has problems with her legs and also gout, and she can't even walk. And it started maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? 2 weeks ago? So what's the date today?
Yes.
10th? So, because it's coming up.
11th.
Yeah, it's 11th today. Okay, so this is what I talk about right away. What's coming up is the after Christmas grief setting in, which most people call the flu or a cold, or in your mother's case, what she's got is inflammation in her joints. It's a form of arthritis, gout, and it runs in families that have a lot of what we would call a lot of anger flowing through the bloodline. And so that's what's coming up right away here. So what we're going to do is just ask you first and foremost, I like to get a baseline from people. I want you to think about your mom right now. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being how she is right now, 10 being the worst, where are you on that scale?
Maybe about an 8.
Yeah, that feels really strong. Sharon, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm already working, and you're right about the grief. I am picking up grief and, afraid to move forward. Almost like, the gout is where the crystals form of uric acid in the feet. And so it's like making herself heavier to be grounded. Almost like she's not in the body, and that doesn't mean that she's not in the body, but it just means that she's
leaking energy.
Yeah.
How old is your mom, Marcus?
She's 74.
Yeah, see, she's got that weakness that a lot of 74-year-old people have, where they don't want to be 75. She's already endured 50 years of like half a century of suffering, and she is not willing now. Now it's 3/4 of a century, and she's not sure that she wants to move forward into another 25 years to complete the century is what's coming up. And this is very, very common for people. And so we're just going to strengthen her to her age, and that, life isn't about suffering. Life is about fun and joy. So, Sharon, we have to take a quick break here. So what I'm going to do is just hold on to Marcus on over the break, and you and I'll work on this a little bit, and then we'll check in with him when we come back where he's at. Okay. This is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny, and you can reach me at thetruthisfunny.com. You can also find me and my dragons and my energy correcting cards and paintings at Tails, Tails, from thevector.com. And if you're interested in our online program, Energetic Upgrade, that's available at www.energeticupgrade.com. You can reach me on media, Facebook and Twitter at The Truth is Funny with Colette. We'll be right back after this short break.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners. Award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatShow.com for listening times in your area.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Stefan brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit TheTruthIsFunny.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics. Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
1230 WBLQ.
This is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny. I have Sharan Surdar on the show with me today. And we were just before the break, we were working with Marcus from Atlanta, Georgia. And, you know, Sharan, we've been working behind the scenes here. I'm just going to check in with Marcus now and see how he's doing. Marcus, how are you perceiving any change yet?
Yes, it does feel a little calmer. I would say maybe like a 3 or 2. Definitely went down.
Yeah, there we go. You know what's really, Sharan and I were doing a lot of energetic corrections behind the scene. But having said that, you know what's really shifted your mom right now? Your unconditional love for her. A lot of women at this time of year I'm telling you, almost every single woman I've had phone me for a session is like angry, resentful, tired, exhausted. It's of trying to make one day in the year perfect. And a lot of people attempt to do this. And it's highly unlikely that we're going to have a perfectly perfect, 100% perfect day, 100% every second of every minute of one day is going to be absolutely perfect. And so let's just strengthen everybody out there that the perfection of the holiday season is the unconditional love that we are showing each other, and that it's our families and our friends and our loved ones that are important, not the festivities so much. That's what's coming up. And so I'm just getting that your mom feels like a little tired, and she doesn't want to have to work so hard and keep taking all these steps. And so we just strengthen her. It's okay to rest. and of course, strengthening her to her age. Sharon, what last words do you have advice for our beautiful guest here?
Well, definitely. There was a lot of grief that came up, and it was impacting. Our leg muscles were coming up. Like I said, it was that wanting to anchor down, but yet not being in the body. So, as that's cleared, let's see how she shows up. Let us know.
Yeah. Sharon, again, how can he reach you?
It's www.sharanserdar.com.
Yeah, and anyone can reach me at info@thetruthисfunny.com, and we love to hear from you, love to hear what's going on after you come on the show. Thank you, brave souls who do. Marcus, how are you feeling now?
Oh, much better, much better. Thank you, Colette and Sharon, definitely.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Hey, good work, Sharon. That was fast.
I think it's starting to feel even faster now, isn't it?
Yes.
and I was thinking today is 11 of the first year.
I know. You know what? This is the big 111. It's the 11th of the first, and this is a 1 year.
Yeah.
2017 adds up to 10, which breaks down to 1. This is about new beginnings.
Yeah. And I'm so happy that we're talking today.
Oh, me too. Like as soon as I saw it's in a 111, I thought, wow, we're going to move some energy today. And this is something I also just feel the need to say right now that's coming up is a lot of people feel a little bit upset when their new year gets off to a bad start, like what Marcus said. When you step off on the wrong foot and you were thinking, I hope the new year starts in a better way. Remember that 2016 was a 9-year, and there was a lot of completion to be done. And really, I find that Gregorian calendar is not as accurate so much as the Chinese one. So I always give myself a second chance if I want to have a happy New Year's resolution to do that give myself to the 28th. And if that doesn't work, there's somewhere else in the world where they say their new year is on this day. And
absolutely.
Will came up with this brilliant concept on our last show, which was let's just have a new day resolution instead of New Year's resolutions.
I love that.
Me too. Then that way you have a 24-hour window to perform, and if you don't get to the 100% potential mark that you wanted, you fall asleep, you wake up in the morning, and you start a new resolution.
Absolutely.
We do have someone else patiently waiting here on the phone, I believe, or a few people, so I'm going to get Brian to announce our next guest. Brian, are you there?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. We do have Rita from the Sunshine State of Florida. Welcome.
Hi, Rita. Are you there, Rita?
Nope.
Hello.
All righty, then. I'll figure, but let's take... we're going to take the next call. It's Patricia from Canada. Welcome to the program.
Hi, Patricia. Are you there?
Colette. Hello.
Hi,
Patricia.
What can Sharon and I do for you today?
Well, I got a couple things, but I recently had a root canal, and I've ended up...
It ended up what?
Hello?
Okay, so we seem to have lost the caller. So, okay, let's talk about...
Patricia, are you there now?
Okay.
Continue.
Patricia, are you there?
Yes.
There. Now we got you. Which tooth is it, Patricia?
On which side?
Left side, bottom.
Oh, bottom from the back, counting from the back?
One from the back.
Okay, so the second tooth from the back or the very last tooth?
Second from the back.
Okay.
And I
that's
had
your lung. That's your lung meridian. And so it's coming up life force energy. When on a scale, like what happened with the tooth? You had a root canal and it's not sitting well with you?
Correct. Lots of pain. The temporary filling popped out, went back in. They put the permanent filling in on Friday, and it's really painful again.
Okay, on a scale 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, where are you?
I'm probably between a 7 and an 8.
Okay. Sharon, are you ready to tackle this one? Okay, let's go.
You go ahead, Colette, and I'll.
You want me to go? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm getting right away is there's a few things going on here. Your body is rejecting this as an alien implant, like something not supposed to be in your body. The other part is that generally the vast majority of us have karma with our dentists. Before you go to a dentist, you need to clear the karma. This is just not because dentists are bad people. It's because dentists are people who are really doing work that most people do not want done. And so we're just going to strengthen that for you. Not wanting to have this done and then having to have it done is coming up weak for you. None of us have to do anything. We can take the information and then choose to do with it what we wish. The teeth, what people don't realize about teeth is they are live, viable organs. And science is starting to prove this now. I work with some amazing people in France who are working with 3D printing and new technology using titanium and ceramic, and it's a product of printing for for hip replacements or for teeth implants, etc. And it's what they were working with, besides the fact that the 3D printer makes the matrix so small, is also being able to have the meridian still run clear through. So that the energy can move through. But we can do this energetically. I'm going to work on that right now, allowing you to, I'm getting when you were in that dentist chair, you weren't breathing. You were like holding your breath, which is really common. So we're just going to strengthen you to all your experiences of any trauma in your mouth. And because the mouth is also connected to the personal parts, to the reproductive parts, we're going to strengthen from both ends so that you're strong on both ends. And Sharon, what are you getting?
I'm getting it's that feeling of not being able to digest something, life. And the left side, I'm thinking something to do with a relationship with a female. Maybe think back to when it all began, that if there was someone and it could be a relationship to yourself too. So does that resonate?
I was adopted when I was a baby, and I don't have a good relationship with my adopted mother or my birth mother.
Okay. It's almost like that feeling of wanting to bite down on it and eating and not being able to digest it, and not being like, kind of like, I'm getting this image of like really biting down, wanting to just close in on that. So just clearing the energy around that.
Yeah, taking a bite out of life. It's coming up actually all the way back from Adam and Eve. Like what kind of a you have this feeling of rejection that you were rejected by two mothers, not one. So let's just strengthen you to the real mother. Okay, like to source energy. A lot of people think of God as that guy in the sky with the cane, but that's God isn't male or female. So we're going to strengthen you back to source energy, to your goddess energy, and recognizing that you are always in the right place at the right time. We'll check in with you right after this short break. We have to go for a quick break here, and I just want to check in with you. And Sharon, we've got another caller after that, so we're just going to Sharon and I love to move energy as quickly as possible, and just over the break, we're going to work on you, and then we're going to see what this next guest has, and then we'll finish up, Sharon. This is Colette Marie Stefan. Time goes by fast in Radio Land. We'll be right back after this short break.
The Earth is an ever-changing being. Goddess Light Shamanic Healer Bree Gibbs guides us through the ascending worlds and brings forth knowledge and truth. As a light creator, she is here to provide new information needed at this time in our evolution. Join Bree as she shares messages from guides, spirits, ascended masters, goddesses, and others. Tune in Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific for the Silver Gaia Show and live the authentic life.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Stefan brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthисfunny.com today.
Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
1230 WBLQ.
This is Colette Marie Stefan. You're listening to The Truth is Funny, and we have Sharon Sirdar here with us today, and we also have the beautiful Patricia from Canada. And Patricia, what Sharon and I were working on on the break is that you're not just clearing energy for yourself and for your situation with your mother. This is your First Nation, are you?
Yes, correct.
You're clearing for all the mothers and all the babies that were taken from their families in the residential schools. And so let's put that out there, that it doesn't have to be painful. I'm glad that the filling, temporary one, fell off. That energy needed to be able to come out of that tooth so that you wouldn't hold the grief in your lungs anymore.
And there's still so much shifting right now.
Yeah.
So just, be aware of that.
This is not all about you. For whatever reason, you've chosen to kind of highlight this for all of us right now. A lot of that has to do, I'm getting right now, when you're in the womb, that's water. It's emotion. And if your mother is frightened and afraid and doesn't have the proper facilities to produce a child in a calm state, that water energy is very volatile for people. This is coming up all the way from when you were in the womb. And it's not surprising to me because we have all those warriors out at Standing Rock standing up for the water on the planet at this time. And I'm getting, you're just taking a stand. So we're just going to strengthen you to your stand, that it doesn't have to be an uncomfortable one, that you could actually be honored for this. Allow yourself to just process it and move it. I'd just like to check in with you. How are you doing?
I'm down to probably about a 3. It was feeling really good, and then it went back up again a little bit.
Yeah, when I talked about the responsibility of all these people, they're not your responsibility. What you are doing is you're highlighting the situation so that Sharon and I can shift it. And Sharon's working in the background here at 1,000,000 miles away. So you're in good hands, even though you can't see us right now. Sharon and I do beautiful work together, and we're strengthening this for you. There's no need for you to suffer or struggle with this. There's no need for you to hang on to this. We just allow you, your beautiful spirit, to process this for you, is what I'm getting. Sharon, any last words here for?
After we get off the call, it feels like something I need to do, which is a prayer for mothers and their children. So I'll do that. So just keep noticing the energy, and everyone listening will also benefit from it, even after we get off the call. So just be aware of whatever you guys, you notice in your teeth, or for you specifically, and everyone else. And just know that, it'll be happening.
Beautiful. Thank you for calling in, Patricia. As soon as Patricia started talking about this, it makes me laugh, because I have one of my cards in Tales from the Vector is the Mother Lode, which is when I was in ceremony in Peru, I had this vision of just weeping. I saw everything I had ever done wrong as a mother, everything, every little look, every little, it was horrible. And at the end, the Madre said to me, those aren't your daughters, and I think you're a great mom. Those are your thoughts. And I was like, God, could you have told me that sooner? Because it was so uncomfortable. I call that card the Mother Lode, and it's to cure exactly what you're saying. So I'm going to strengthen the intention of your prayer with that card.
Okay. Great.
And we're going to spin that out to everybody, all the mothers out there. Quit worrying about your children. See your children in their brilliant future. See them strong and healthy and wonderful. And even from the other side, this beautiful soul who's called in here today, your mom is on the other side cheering you on. Not so much her, but the ancestors all the way down the line is what I'm getting. And so we just strengthen that. There we go. So...
Patricia's helped. It's unbelievable the amount of energies that's just shifted from the planet. Thank you, Patricia, for your courage.
You. Yes. And I would like to now take Rita, because she's back. Is she back, Brian?
Yes, as soon as I hit this button. Hang on.
All righty. The magic button.
Are you there, Rita?
I am.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Rita.
Hello.
What can we do for you?
Hi. And I've called into your show a few times. Thank you, and it's always wonderful. I am struggling with the fact that I am trying to be positive. I'm working so hard on it, and every time somebody gets in my way, I feel like I get really angry and I lose everything. And I have brain fog.
We don't have a whole lot of time. We don't have a whole lot of time. So what I want to do is get a baseline from you, because we're going to be cut off, and I'd like to clear this for you as efficiently as possible. 0 to 10, 10 being the worst. Where are you?
8.
Okay, good. Sharon, are you ready, or do you want me to say what I have so far?
You keep going, because I'm already doing.
Okay. You are thank you, Rita. You are the classic example of someone who is doing their best to turn a negative into a positive. And science will tell you that's impossible. And so there's a lot of talk about gratitude out there, and gratitude is a wonderful thing. Having said that, if you force yourself to think positive about something that really is kind of shifty, you're going to run into this resistance. And so the anger that, and people aren't getting in your way, by the way, that's the universe tripping you up to let you know that you have some baggage that you might want to let go of before, maybe before the Chinese New Year on the 28th, seeing that you still are holding on to it from the Gregorian calendar. Sharon, what are you getting?
Pretty much what you picked up. There is that wanting to hold on to, it's like the negative, the positive, and so just clearing around that.
There we go. How are you feeling right now, Rita?
5, maybe 4.
5? Yeah, good. This
fast.
is coming.
Moving fast.
Do you have any pain in your body right now?
I was just going to say that.
Mostly in my heart, and my knees are numb. I have numb knees. That's weird.
Okay. The numb knees are coming from between the age of 7, and 14. This is a spiritual cycle that you're going through, so we're just going to clear it, that you don't need to do that. Your knees are about your ability to support yourself. And your heart is kind of like being able to support yourself in the way that you want, which is you want to follow your heart, but you don't know how to take the consistent steps of action that are going to get you to where you want to go following your heart. Because everybody's telling you, think before you act, and really people should feel, or not should, but it might benefit people to feel before they act. Sharon?
Right.
Yeah. I was getting a lot of grief around. I picked up the hip. And that was kind of leading into the knees, and also the sacral chakra, grief about you not stepping into your magnificence, being able to just kind of anchor down into that. So just been clearing around that.
Just so you know, Rita, what I'm getting you're talking about here is I'm creating this new program, and I've been working on it for 10 years, and I'm very excited because what people are telling me right now, before they would say they wanted to get their career going, they wanted to get more money, they wanted to have better relationships, find that love or whatever. Now what people are saying to me, oh my God, I just want some balance in my life. I just want some peace. Mm-hmm. And balance is very important. There's, many aspects to life. There's 12, and most people only focus on half of them. And that's, I'm just going to share this now. I do have a teleconference series starting up that's going to carry people through the year. And you can look that up on The Truth is Funny. It's called The Aspects of Life. And I'm excited to say that I'm going to have my first live event from the 16th to the 18th in Kelowna, BC, home of Ogopogo, the water dragon. We have to let Rita go now, because Sharon, I wanted you to have the last couple minutes to say what you would like to say.
I just want to say, that was just amazing. Thank you for everyone who called in. Every one of you just calling in is unlocking your own potential, not for yourself, but everyone on the planet right now. And it's just so nice to watch.
I love it. And so, Sharon, thank you for being on the show. You and I have talked about, this for so many years now, and it's so wonderful to see people starting to embrace this a little bit more. And I just want to thank you for being on the show. I believe you're back on again. I'm not certain of this, but I think it was on Singles Awareness Day, the next most stressful holiday, normally called Valentine's Day.
I love it.
There's going to be lots of love shared on that show. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody, for calling in. This is Colette Marie Stefan, and you've been listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Radio. Bye for now. We'll be back next week at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time.
You've been listening to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan. Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The Truth is Funny. Visit thetruthisfunny.com for more information. That's thetruthisfunny.com.